There's a poem going around at the moment, and it's a really bad. It's probably the worst poem you ever heard in your life. Now, the reason I wrote it is because actually it was David Attenborough's fault. And I was watching him on the TV, and he said that if we screw up really bad, he said, if we stuff up really bad with the nuclear energy and all that, he said there'll be nobody left to talk about it, except maybe some cockroaches. Because they've got a really high tolerance against radiation and stuff. You've heard the same? And straight after it, he had a show on crocodiles. And he said, crocodiles are the most resilient creatures on the planet. They're around unchanged now since, for 65 million years, since the dinosaurs died out. And so I imagined, when the show was over, a conversation between a cockroach and a crocodile when the rest of us have, well, everybody else has done it tonight, fucked up. And, sorry. Language. And anyway, so here we go. You know, this is really bad gin drinking, wrist smashing kind of a thing, so don't take it too seriously. And to be a bit tongue-in-cheek, here we go. Come all ye salty crocodiles, and listen to my song. Concerns a species now extinct, so it won't keep you long. Their brain power far exceeded our. It was vast and quite immense. Man, they could fly like moths around the moon. But they had no common sense, because they didn't like it here, my friend. They didn't like it here, said the cockroach to the crocodile. Well, they mustn't have liked it here. And they multiplied a millionfold, and a millionfold again. 6 monkeys left and 100 billion men. And they downed the trees and they upped the seas and never stopped to think. Water, water everywhere, and not a precious drop to drink. Because they didn't like it here, my friend. They didn't like it here, said a cockroach to the crocodile. Well, they mustn't have liked it here. And they invented sin and religion, and then fought like cat and dog, because each one had the right one. Every man and his God. And they bombed and burnt each other for gods of love. How queer. And for virgins up in heaven. And I suppose they didn't like it here. They didn't like it here, my friend. They didn't like it here, said the cockroach to the crocodile. Well, they mustn't have liked it here. Next they dug a great big hole, 10 mile by 10 mile square. And they were told uranium would kill them. They didn't seem to care. Copped a bellyache from the yellow cake. The cost was shocking dear. And they scuttled their ship on the final trip. Because they didn't like it here. They didn't like it here, my friends. They didn't like it here, said the cockroach to the crocodile. They mustn't have liked it here. They didn't like it here, my friends. The facts are all too clear. And that's why there's just the two of us. The others didn't like it here. Thanks very much.